Welcome to the WOD Pod. Join me as I sit down with CrossFitters, fitness experts, top coaches, professional athletes, and other well-known gym goers to listen to their journey through fitness. In this episode, I sit down with Dan Nota to discuss how he manages to train every day alongside a hectic office-based corporate job in finance. Dan's been a WOD Powders athlete since last year when he did a flavour collab with our apple and elderflower electrolytes, and his Hyrox times have consistently improved. This year, Dan's taking on pro races with the goal of qualifying for the Hyrox World Championships in Chicago this June. Enjoy this one. Right, Series 3, Episode 5, I believe. Dan, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not bad. Had a bit of a busy morning over at Tough Cookie Gym in Leeds.
Oh, yeah. What were you up to there?
Doing a little promo video for Optimal State, but...
Oh, sweet.
We'll come on to that in a bit. Did you train this morning?
I did 3 sessions this morning.
Oh.
That's something we'll get into, but trying to sort of push the upper end of Hyrox is high training volume, obviously, but trying to mix that with a corporate job means I have to get quite a lot of my training on a weekend. So, 3 sessions this morning. So I was at the track and then hit some ski intervals and then finished with a nice little upper body pump because it's the weekend.
Well, yeah, you've got to.
Yeah.
Remind me, which gyms are you training at now?
Oh, mate, quite a few. So I mainly train out of CrossFit Leeds.
Okay.
I've been there for about 5 or 6 years now. And I've recently joined Shirefit as well.
Yep.
In North Leeds. Just because the open gym times are a bit better. It starts at 6 a.m. and it's a bit nearer. And then I also do a bit of work with JD Gyms as well. So
mix between the
across
three.
Those three, yeah. And then I love a drop in at any sort of cool gym where I can go and train with people. So yeah.
Have you always lived in Leeds?
I have, yeah, born and bred in Leeds. So, born in North Leeds. I am indeed, yeah. Not as much as my missus. So she's had a season ticket for about 15 years now. So she's die hard.
Because I'm not a huge football fan, but if I was to support any team, it'd be Leeds. That's kind of...
Not Harrogate Town. Now they're on the up.
Well, earlier in January, I went to Elland Road.
Oh, yeah,
when Harrogate played Leeds.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, all the mates were Leeds fans, so I kind of went with them, got a box.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to support Harrogate. Like, I'm from Harrogate, so I was shouting from the box, come on, Harrogate. And all the Leeds fans in front are fuming.
That was quite fun. I was saying to Lauren, it's the only time, you know those half and half scarves that you can get at football games?
Yep.
I was saying it's the only time where I think they're quite valid. Like, if you're getting it for, like, I don't know, Liverpool, Man United or something. Yeah. It's like, why are you wearing your rival's scarf? But Leeds and Harrogate, it's kind of like...
Especially when they're not in the same divisions. It's just coincidence that they managed to play each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to
It
go
won't
for
happen
that.
again.
No.
So it's
a one-off.
Good thing that you went to.
Yeah, it was good. Did you play football or rugby?
Rugby. So I played rugby from age of 6 to 21. So 15 years, rugby was my life.
Scrum half?
How do you guess?
Yeah, well, I was as well. So... But
the short boys got to look after each other.
I couldn't play anywhere else, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, I played most junior rugby at fly half or inside centre, and then when I stepped up to men's rugby, I was way too small. I'd just get annihilated, so I moved into scrum half, and I actually preferred it. Less contact.
Way less contact, yeah. Getting late tackled as a centre, you knew about it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Getting late tackled as a scrum half wasn't so bad.
They
can't run. The distance they're running at you from is like 4 or 5 metres.
Yeah, exactly.
As a centre, you can be...
You got a big run up.
So you knew about it, didn't you?
Oh, God, absolutely.
Okay. Did you go to uni?
I did. So I went to... My pathway was a bit weird, actually. So I joined a big accountancy firm called KPMG straight out of school on their degree apprenticeship scheme. So finished my A-levels at 18 and joined KPMG on a 5-year course. The first 3 years, I spent half the year at the University of Birmingham doing accounting and finance, and the other half of each year was spent working for KPMG in Leeds. So it was a bit different to a normal uni student in the fact that I didn't get half the year off. Like,
sounds like hybrid.
It is hybrid. Look at me. So yeah, it was good in the sense that I had a uni degree paid for. Especially with how high uni fees are now, it was kind of too good not to do. But it was hard in the sense that there was no real time off. Normally uni students have like half the year off, don't they? You
didn't get the proper uni experience because a uni experience is basically partying.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. So I was at uni first term, September through to Christmas, with all the other uni students. So that was normal. But then the rest of my time at uni was in summer when everyone else was away. So it was weird actually being on campus because it was just my course and there was only 57 of us. So 57 people across the entire campus was a bit strange. But those first terms in each year were great when it was full uni mode. And uni rugby was like the best thing I've ever done. It was so good.
Did you finish rugby after uni?
Yeah, so I played all the way through uni, and that was probably the best quality rugby that I played. We played in the second division in the country, and we had like players coming on loan from Wasps and stuff like that. So played with and against some really, really good players. And then after uni, I came back and continued playing club rugby back at home, and it just wasn't doing it for me.
Club rugby, kind of when you get into adult men's club rugby, it's a bit scrappy and just... It
is. And also, when I was at uni, it was kind of like being a full-time rugby player. We'd be in 2 or 3 times every day, playing on a Wednesday, and your whole week was kind of structured around that, getting you ready for that Wednesday. Whereas then coming back, training on a Tuesday night, training on a Thursday night after work, and then playing on a Saturday, going on the piss after it, and then...
trying to recover.
Yeah, it kind of didn't do it for me anymore. And it was such a big time dedication because I was still playing at a decent level when I came back home. I was playing Nat 2, which is like, for a football equivalent, it'd be like playing in League 2. So it was a good standard, but it did mean there was a lot of travel. So I'd be up and down the country every Saturday, and I was thinking, is this really worth it anymore?
I might be wrong, but I feel like the level of like recovery, physio, nutrition around uni rugby would have been better than...
Oh, miles better.
Yeah.
It was... So when I was younger, I played for the Leeds Carnegie Academy, and when I went to uni, it was like being back in that kind of environment. You had physios, S&C coaches, video reviews, everything that you could think of
and
that
the
a professional club would have.
Training.
Yeah. And Birmingham, just before I went, had a lot of investment put into it for the 2012 Olympics. So I think it was Jamaica maybe used that as their training base. So it was sort of like top class facility. So it was great. Yeah.
So then you come back to
to
and you're going
on a Tuesday and Thursday night in January
outside in the freezing cold rain.
Yeah, exactly. In a bog. Yeah, it's not the one.
Okay, so how did you then get? Well, I guess uni led you into investment banking.
Yeah, well, to an extent. So I actually worked in audit for 5.5 years whilst I was at uni. That's, for anyone that's in finance, that's kind of your rite of passage almost. You kind of have to do your stint in audit it's good in the sense that it does give you a good base level understanding of sort of like the finance world and everything, but it's pretty boring in all honesty. So then moved into investment banking after I qualified as a chartered accountant, and then I've been in investment banking for the past 2.5 years now. So it was quite a culture change.
Did you do anything from after uni before you went into auditing, or was that...
No, so that was all part of my sort of degree pathway. So the first 3 years was split half the time at uni, half at work, and then the final 2 years was full-time work with professional accountancy exams.
It's quite nice to see someone go to uni and use their degree.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people I speak to about what they do, and then they end up going to do something completely different, and they're going, I didn't need my uni degree, or I've decided to...
Did you go to uni?
No, I didn't go to uni at all.
You don't need it?
I don't think you do now. Well, it depends on what you want to go into. Like if you want to be a pilot or a doctor or something that requires some form of degree, but I think a lot of people go into uni without really knowing what they're going for.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I was going to go to Sheffield to do business management.
Yeah.
And I was weighing up, like, my year was the year the fees went to like $9,000.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is going to get me in about 50 grand worth of debt to learn how to run businesses when I'm not going to be in a business. So I just applied for a job and
look at you now.
And went off into,
you're
into
running multiple businesses.
So
without...
Yeah, it does show you.
Yeah.
But you've used yours, which is like ideal.
But I do think there is... I speak to quite a lot of sixth form students, uni students at the minute, just through like LinkedIn and going and speaking at events and things. And I really encourage them all to look at what different pathways there are, because I think it's so easy to just fall down the route of going to uni is the done thing. But there are so many other opportunities. And if you can come away with no student debt, but go straight into work at 18.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? I think there's so many other opportunities that people should explore.
All the people listening now are wanting Hyrox chat, and they're getting business advice.
I know. This is it's like a Jordan Peterson podcast.
There you go. This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese, unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories, can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today. So how do you juggle then, like your job at the moment? Like I imagine your hours are pretty long.
Yeah.
Midweek, 9 to 5,
Oh,
longer?
I wish.
Really?
9 to 5 would be great. It's on a good day, I'm getting home.
Talk me through a Monday to Friday.
A Monday, so a typical day in the life.
Yeah.
So get up between 5:30 and 6, go and train for 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Every day?
Yeah, and then into the office for 9. Work through until sort of, on a good day, I'm probably getting home sometime between 7 and 8. On a less good day, it can be any time, sort of upwards from 8 p.m. So
on those days, do you train after, or is it
in the evening?
Yeah.
No. So I have to get all my training done in the morning, pretty much. So with my work, I kind of know that I can protect the hours of between 6 and 8 a.m. So I prioritize those as being, right, this is when I'm getting all my training done. It'd be lovely to be able to spread out like my double day training across one session mid-morning, one session mid-afternoon, like get some breakfast in, refuel, go again. But I know that the nature of investment banking is quite unpredictable. So I don't really know when I'm going to be able to train other than that early morning bit when most of the other people are asleep.
Yep.
So I prioritize that to get my training in. And then, sort of get home, try and keep up with any rehab, because with the nature of Hyrox training, I do pick up quite a few niggles here and there. So I try to be quite diligent with my rehab in the evening, and then it's literally just go to bed. So I've got an amazing fiance who's very understanding, thankfully. Who she doesn't get much time out of me during the week. But
so come weekends,
yes.
What would that look like?
So weekends, I will try to get a bit more of my volume in, but spread it out a bit longer. So like, let's use this morning as an example. I had like 3 hours to train rather than trying to fit everything into 90 minutes to 2 hours. So I was a bit more leisurely about it. Got up a little bit later than usual. So weekends I can be a bit more flexible, which is good. Yeah. And then more importantly, spend a lot of time with Lauren. So making up for the late hours during the week. Yeah, exactly.
What would be your like number one tip for people who work a corporate job, office-based job, who are, I don't know, finding it difficult to get to the gym?
So I think it's hard to pick one, but it's probably something is better than nothing. So even if you think, right, I've only got 60 minutes here to get in and out of the gym, which I think everyone can make an hour in their day somewhere. Yep. Me and you were chatting earlier about people will just scroll on TikTok.
Correct.
You will lose way more than 60 minutes doing that. If you can dedicate 1 hour of your day to get in the gym, even if it's not getting your full program session done, something is better than nothing. And over the course of a week, a month, a year, 5 years, that adds up so much. So if you can focus on getting something done rather than nothing, I think that's
it's creating a
good way to go. Yeah. And as much as it's creating a good habit, if you get into the habit of skipping sessions, that also compounds. Yep. So you don't want to fall into that trap.
In 2000, we're going to move on to a bit of CrossFit actually.
Oh yeah.
So in 2023, you did District L and Wadland.
Yes.
Was the Wadland the same 6.3s? Or was that the team's comp of 6?
No, it was the team's comp of 6.
So
it was in August, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there competing.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
did you do the trail run on the Sunday?
With the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So found it pretty difficult actually in 2023. 2024, we went back and we all wore shoulder pads.
For the run?
For the run.
Like old school rugby pads?
Rugby pads. So you could just whack the tree onto your shoulders, no rubbing of the tree, and we absolutely destroyed it.
Really?
So that was my tip for anyone doing Wadland. just buy some. We had like Canterbury rugby tops. We look dodgeball.
Yeah,
we all of us look like that. Those shoulder pads
dive.
Yeah. So we're all like, rocked up, running past people with a tree on our shoulders, and everyone else is like, all their skin's being scraped off by the tree. Yeah. Well, so that's my tip.
That's my tip for that trail run at Wadland is win that first bit to the logs where you pick it up, because none of them are the same size. The guys that won, they had like a fucking twig. Sorry, can I swear on this?
Yeah, you can swear, yeah.
They had like a twig on their shoulders, and we're there lugging this huge log. So wear shoulder pads and sprint for your life to those logs.
To be fair, we did. We got there quite quick, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. So, no, Wadland's good. What about District L? Do you enjoy that?
I did the first year. So I did it in 2022, actually,
right.
First year, which is great. CrossFit Leeds always send like 60, 70 people. So it's just like a CrossFit Leeds party. And if the weather's good, it's such a good weekend. So the first year I really enjoyed it. Second year in 2023, I'd started to get a lot more competitive in Hyrox. So about 2 weeks before District L, I'd done my first World Championships. And then coming into District L, I think it was just too soon for me to go into another comp, because I'd built myself up so high to get ready for the Hyrox World Champs, which was my priority. And then to try and go again 2 weeks after, I was just mentally drained. Physically, I was fine. I was there. But mentally, I just couldn't find it within me. And the difficulty was the team that I was in, we were there for fun, but I'm not very good at doing competitions for fun, and sort of trying to switch from where I'd been 2 weeks prior, like all in, like I will fucking annihilate myself to like get through this World Championship, to then try and do a competition for fun. It was just mentally, it didn't work for me.
You needed a bit more time in between the two to separate them.
Yeah, 100%.
Your frame of mind would still have been based on winning.
Yeah, exactly. So to try and park that, and then, like you've been to District L, get on a paddleboard, and
it is a fun comp.
Yeah, it is.
I think you don't want to be at District L.
The problem wasn't the comp,
trying to win.
The problem was me.
Yeah.
So
will you be making a return back to CrossFit ever? Or do you think now you've discovered fitness racing, it's done?
I think Hyrox is the one for me. One, I don't have the patience for CrossFit. So I did CrossFit for about probably 3 years. But I just don't have the patience to learn the gymnastics, learn technical Olympic lifting. I can just about get by in terms of like clean and jerk. But also, I think to get good at CrossFit and competitive, you do have to dedicate a lot of time to it. And I'm quite time poor. So Hyrox, in the sense that it's grunt work, it's low skill, it's just about how hard you're willing to work. You don't have to spend hours refining skills of like perfecting your triple extension in a snatch or your butterfly pull-ups or something. And I wouldn't want to just do CrossFit and be mediocre. Like I'd want to go into it and try and properly compete. So I just don't think it's the right thing for me at the minute. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, you do need so much time for CrossFit because as you perfect your strength elements, so your weightlifting, you lose your mobility, you lose your gymnastics movements, you lose your fitness because you're focusing on building strength, i.e. putting on a bit more size, mass, building a strength block, going through a strength cycle, you lose your technique.
Yeah.
So then you go, right, okay, back to technique we go. Perfect your gymnastics, perfect your fitness, lose your strength. And it's just a constant battle between, if you're improving one thing, you're probably getting worse at the other.
Yeah.
So that's why you need so much time to spend covering it all.
Yeah, exactly. It's I have so much admiration for CrossFit athletes. Like I'm surrounded by them every day in CrossFit Leeds and at ShireFit. Like, for example, one of the head coaches at ShireFit, Jack Turner, is a really high level CrossFit athlete. And I look at like his lift and I'm like, oh my God, that is incredible. But it's just not something that I feel like I can dedicate enough time to right now, which is why Hyrox is good. It's literally just about how hard you're willing to work. There's not that much skill required to it.
You've also got Connie Easby. She's at ShireFit. I think she's at the other ShireFit coaching now.
Yeah, so there's
she's unbelievable as well. Like how much she's progressed, but how good she is, like an all-round athlete, like super strong, like physically so fit. And her gymnastics are flawed. Like to be able to do all three is the most impressive part. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Like typically, you see someone that's either really strong and like the weightlifter, or you see someone that's like skinny, really fit, good at gymnastics, and lacking in strength. But to have both, I think it's the most
so impressive, isn't it? It shows what can happen though when you're kind of surrounded in that kind of environment, like at ShyFit, for example. It can the top CrossFit athletes that are all training there. It kind of brings everyone else up alongside it. So, are you still CrossFitting?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Bicep curls.
Pretty much. No, I'm never going back to the bodybuilding men physique stage, but I'm just training just to keep moving.
But that's the main thing.
I enjoy it, and I don't. I think if I started taking CrossFit to that point where I'm trying to win comps, am I going to just fall out of love with it a bit? I love it as a hobby, and I just enjoy turning up to a class, not on a program, just turning up to a class with loads of people from the gym and just having a fun workout. Like my skills are still improving. Like bar muscle ups are improving, handstand walks are improving. Lifting is a bit of a goal for me, but because I'm enjoying just training, like I don't want to take it too serious.
And that's the main thing. That's the reason we all do it. As much as I train to get better at Hyrox, I train just as much, if not more, for kind of an hour, 2 hours, whatever a day, where I dedicate some time to myself and do something that I enjoy. And it comes back to what we were speaking about before, about being time poor. You're in a similar position running multiple businesses. If you can go in and just spend an hour doing something you enjoy, that provides you so much mental clarity, I imagine.
It's a little reset of the day. It's like
100%.
Time out, don't have to think about too much.
Yeah.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders are a functional fitness nutrition brand. Their focus and productivity powder is a nootropic blend. It's called Optimal State, available in 2 flavors. It's designed to improve focus, improve concentration. It has research-backed ingredients, and it's a caffeine-free formula. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. Okay, let's come on to Hyrox.
Let's do it.
Okay, what drew you into Hyrox? What did you see? What did you experience to begin with?
So, what got me into Hyrox was at CrossFit Leeds, we had like a big WhatsApp group, and it was just called like Cardio Crew or something. And it was basically everyone that preferred sort of like the endurance side. Yeah. So we'd all post like mad erg workouts in there that we'd seen and stuff. And then it was, I think, like the summer of 2021, we were still in lockdown. And one of the guys posted a link to a YouTube video of Hyrox. And he was like, this is coming to Manchester next January. I've just booked a ticket. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, that looks fun. I'm going to book onto this. Bear in mind, I wasn't running at this point or anything. I was literally just
doing CrossFit.
Right. So then I thought, right, I better start running a bit. One of my mates was running the Leeds 10K in October of 2021. So I thought, right, I'll sign up for that. Ran like a few 6Ks in prep for it. I don't know why I picked 6K. And then managed to run a sub 40 10K. So I was like, okay, I'm all right at running. So I'll be able to get through this Hyrox.
Okay, so you'd never really been a runner?
No.
At all?
The only running I'd done was rugby.
Right, okay.
And I still don't class myself now as a runner as such. It's actually quite humbling when Hyrox athletes, us as Hyrox athletes look at runners. We're not fast runners. We are fast for CrossFit / Hyrox athletes. You look at real runners, they are fast. Yeah. So then January 2022 was my first Hyrox in Manchester. It's actually weird looking at how much it's grown because I don't know how close you are to Hyrox at the minute, but it's like trying to get tickets for Glastonbury to the UK events at the minute. It's crazy. You have to enter a ballot to even be in with a chance. Whereas back in 2022, you could literally rock up on the day and buy a ticket. So yeah, my first one in January 22 in Manchester, I did men's open singles and I got an hour 11 and finished 4th in my age group, qualified for World Championships in Vegas.
I guess you didn't expect that.
No.
So you turned up just like doing it for fun, or
I'd seen they send an athlete guide out like 3 or 4 days before, and I saw that the top 4 in my age group, which at the time was 16 to 24, qualified for the World Champs. So in my mind, being sort of like the competitor that I am, I was like, that's the goal then.
Okay,
I hadn't voiced it to anyone.
Right.
And then I went and I got that. So I was like, okay, I think this is for me.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I couldn't go to Vegas to the World Champs in 22. The race was 2 days after my final chartered accountancy exam that I'd been sort of doing exams for the 5 years prior to. And sort of my fiance, Lauren, my dad, they were like, you need to do this exam. I was like, oh, let me go to Vegas and race. But
could have been too soon though. You could have been, maybe the fact that you had to wait and reset and go again the next season may 100%. Have been a black.
It just adds more hunger, doesn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, that was my first one in January 22.
Okay, just to go back to that race.
Yes.
How did the atmosphere, how did the layout, how did the venue compare to Manchester that you did in 24? Like, was it did it look the same?
No. So interesting, actually. And it's a smart business move from Hyrox. They are now trying to pack as many vendors into the venues as they can. So Manchester 22, there was loads more space. If you compare the number of laps, it was 2 laps of the convention centre, whereas this year it was 3 because they've packed it into a tighter track
Smaller
to get
track,
more vendors. Whereas in 22, there was less vendors, so there was only 2 laps. The atmosphere, there was less people. It was still a really good atmosphere, though. You had all the music, the flashing lights, everything. But the standard obviously was a lot lower. I mean, the fact that I got an hour 11 and came 4th in my age group, an hour 11 now,
nowhere near.
No slight on anyone who's around that time at all. That's a fantastic time. But if you got an hour 11 now, you're not even in the top 50 in an age group, never mind the top 5. Yeah. So the standard has just gone up so much.
So you got in at a good time, I suppose.
Yeah.
You got to Worlds, you timed that well.
Yeah.
Had you come into the CrossFit scene now, you may just think, I'm getting nowhere close. You know what I mean? So that you timed that quite nicely. Okay, in Hyrox, what's your favourite station?
So in a singles race, I think a singles open race, wall balls, because I know that kind of however tired I am, give me a 6 kilo wall ball, I can go unbroken.
I saw you at Manchester, came in 3rd.
Yeah.
Didn't put that wall ball down, finished 1st.
Well, with a 6 kilo wall ball, it's all mental. It's light enough that it doesn't require much strength. It's just how hard are you willing, and also probably a bit of mobility to get into that squat. But it's kind of, are you tough enough to not put that wall ball down? 9 kilo, whole different kettle of fish. 3 kilos doesn't sound like much, but it feels like the world. Stepping up to that pro weight, it's
well,
crazy.
In CrossFit, you only use 9 kilos for male. So if we ever use a 6 kilo, it feels unbelievable.
Exactly.
It's great. So
exactly.
If you train 9 kilos, then you get given a 6 kilo in a Hyrox, you think happy days.
And now that I'm stepping up to pro, I've started training with a 12 kilo wall ball, so that I'm hoping that kind of
same effect.
The feeling I had with a 6 when I came down from a 9, I will one day have coming down from a 12 to a 9, but it's going to take a long time.
Do many of the pros go unbroken on the 9 kilo wall balls? Do they rest?
There's a few. So in the Elite 15, Alex Ronkovic, who won the World Champs last year, he came into the wall balls 2nd. Michael Sambach had probably a 20-second lead, but Ronkovic went unbroken and won.
Wow.
There's a really, really good Scottish athlete called Graham Halliday who's in the Elite 15. He's renowned for going unbroken on the wall balls as well. I think Hunter McIntyre's probably done it as well. So yeah, there is a few.
So I suppose that is the goal, to train 100%.
For that. Yeah. And then in a doubles race, my favourite station is probably the row, because you can really kind of give it someone
rip through it.
Yeah. And it's also a good point of the race to kind of feel where you're at, because if you're feeling good at the row, you can really kick on for that back half of the race. You can kind of my first ever doubles partner, Rich, we used to call that hero time after the row. It's like, let's play it safe up until the row, and then if we're feeling good, it's hero time. Like,
then we go
press some grenades, see what happens. Yeah.
When you do the doubles races, do you always split the stations 50-50?
No, it's very dependent on who you're doing it with, and what their strengths are. So if
What would be your strengths?
My strengths are burpees and wall balls, lunges, basically anything that isn't going to be favoured towards a heavier athlete, because I'm way on the lighter side. I'm at 70 kilos. So yeah, ergs, sleds, farmers carries, that kind of things. They're like tough stations for me because they do favour heavier people.
So when you do doubles, do you ideally look for a doubles partner that does more of the grunt work?
I wouldn't say I look for a doubles partner that does more of the grunt work. I'll do doubles with anyone. Like anyone who is willing to work hard, I'll do a doubles with them.
Yep.
It just so happens most people are heavier than me. So that's
how it plays out.
Yeah. So probably my favourite ever Hyrox race that I did was in London back end of last year. I did a doubles with a guy called Ollie Russell, who he's an incredible athlete. He's racing tonight, actually. He's in the men's pro over in Poland. And we just worked really well together because he's probably sitting about 86 kilos, but he can run as well. So he's the perfect Hyrox athlete. So he took a bit more on the ergs and on the sleds. And then I took more on the likes of the burpees, wall balls, etc. And we just bounced off each other really well. So we're hoping to put up a really good time at World Championships in the pro doubles over there.
When's that going to be?
That's in June, mid-June.
Ooh, so, nice. Okay.
So it's the Friday is the pro singles, and then the Sunday is the pro doubles. So a little day in between, some Chicago deep pan pizza.
Nice.
And then we go again.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders have just released their protein coffee, combining grass-fed bovine collagen with True Star instant coffee, rich, smooth Colombian coffee. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. Can you talk me through your nutrition strategy before a Hyrox?
Before a Hyrox, yes. So it's something that I've changed actually over probably the past year since I started working with Redon. So we're really lucky at Redon. We've got a guy called Dr. Ash Cox, he's the clinical lead, and he leads all of our nutrition protocols. I mean, this guy's worked with the likes of Anthony Joshua, Tour de France cyclists. He's the top of the top. So to have daily access to him is incredible. And he sort of got me into carb loading before a Hyrox race, because I used to look at it and think, it's not an Ironman. It's a 60-minute race. Why do I need to carb load for that? So I'd just eat normally. I'd maybe have, I don't know, an extra bagel or something the day before. Whereas now, sort of 2 to 3 days out, I'll go for about 10 grams of carbs per kilo of body weight. I like to do it. Let's use a Saturday race day, for example. I'll do that Wednesday, Thursday, then eat normally as such on
just
Friday.
So you're not super full.
Just so I'm not bloated. And you can feel quite, have you ever carb loaded before?
Yeah.
You can feel quite sluggish.
Feel heavy.
Yeah, you feel really heavy.
Yeah.
So I kind of like to do that on the Wednesday and the Thursday. Friday eat normally, just so I can kind of reset.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be high carb the Wednesday and the Thursday. Still have a focus on carbs on the Friday, make sure they're nice and high, but not
crazy
over the top. And then let's say I'm racing 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. I actually don't like to eat much before a race. So I'll wake up, I'll have electrolytes in there. I'll put probably 3 or 4 scoops of WOD fuel, just so that my carb levels are nice and topped up. I'll also use beetroot shots. And then I'll also have 2 scoops of pre-WOD in there, just so that my caffeine levels are nice and high.
Yep.
Some people don't respond well to caffeine, but I've had it for so long, for so many years, that I know it works for me. I'm fine with that. And then during a race, I will use a gel after the sled pull. A lot of people like to have it.
What stations are?
That's 3.
Okay.
So a lot of people like to have it after the row or when they're going onto the row, because that's the first time in a Hyrox race that you actually sit down. But that's too late, because if you're having the row if you're having your gel at station 5, it's going to take a bit of time to kick in.
Yeah.
And then by the time, I mean, what's it going to really impact you on the wall balls?
Yeah.
Maybe. So having it coming off the sled pull, you've still got quite a good bit of the race left. The only one I wouldn't recommend having it off of, from personal experience, is the burpees. Because if you're coming off those burpee broad jumps, you feel sick anyway. You don't want to be trying to take a gel down. So, and then on the odd occasion where I've raced twice in one day, it's kind of, right, finish the first race, try and eat whatever you can, whatever you like the look of at the time, just get food in you. And then kind of rinse and repeat with the electrolytes, WOD fuel, caffeine, and go again.
Have you ever got it completely wrong?
Fueling?
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened?
Oh God, there's a picture I'll show you after of my second singles race in Birmingham in 2022. So actually looking back at that race, it's pretty cool to look at now, because the 16 to 24 podium, first place was Jake Dearden. Second place was another really good Hyrox athlete called Brad Graham, who I've done a lot of doubles work with actually. We did the World Champs back in Nice last year, and then I was in third. So looking at kind of, that's quite a good podium to share with those guys. But God, I got my fueling completely wrong. Because as I said to you, I didn't used to look at Hyrox as something that I needed to carb load for. And there's a picture of me on the rower, and I'm half Indian. I've got, olive skin. I've never seen as pale a man in my life.
Like a ghost.
And this is a bit gross actually, but like I tried to spit to the side of me. I felt horrendous and I couldn't. It just like dribbled down my face. It was awful, mate. And Lauren,
there'll be some good
Lauren
photos
was watching,
there,
and she was like, Dan, I was genuinely like concerned for you. I had a panic attack afterwards. I finished, I crossed the line, and my body was just in such a state of shock that I had a panic attack in the recovery area. So that was like, you need to sort yourself out and like really think about how you're going to fuel for this.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. So never again.
It's crazy. Like I've done a few like CrossFit workouts just where people haven't eaten before, and then they're on the ground. They can't even stand up. They're shaking. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's like, what have you eaten today? Well, nothing. I had a protein bar at lunch. And I'm just like, no wonder. Get a load of carbohydrates in, get some electrolytes in, and they're fine.
That's why WOD fuel is so good for me training early on the morning. Because if I'm getting up at 5:30 to get into the gym for 6, I don't have time to, have a bowl of oats, have a bagel or something. But the night before, I'll put a few scoops of WOD fuel in, get some electrolytes in, and my pre-WOD and creatine all in one shaker. I mean, probably not optimal in terms of mixing it all, but I've got a strong stomach. I don't care. But for me, just getting that into me, have that as soon as I wake up, then by the time I'm in the gym, those carbs have kind of hit my system.
Yep.
I'm ready to go.
I mean, the original idea was in between workouts on a comp day.
Yeah.
It's so hard to eat. Like you've got a 2-hour window of which you need to eat a meal, digest it, and then go and do a workout. And the workout could be, I don't know, handstand walks, shuttle sprints.
Yeah,
exactly. The last thing you want to have eaten is like a chicken sandwich that's
like
just sat there.
Carrying like a fucking heavy D-ball or something.
So that's why I was like, we need a product which has your aminos for recovery, electrolytes for hydration, and your carbohydrates that you can drink. It digests well, doesn't sit heavy. So that was like the initial concept, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
And then Hyrox were like, this is also what we need. Yeah. So it's perfect for that. This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favorite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese, unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories, can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today. Talk to me about your recovery then, because for someone that doesn't have much time, I imagine it's quite hard.
It is hard, but it kind of comes back to what you prioritize. So kind of regardless of what time I get in from work on an evening, there's certain exercise I know I have to do most days to make sure my body stays okay. Like I'm constantly managing like an adductor niggle. So I know that most days I will need to do like Copenhagen planks or something, for example. I'm managing a niggle in my knee. I know that there's certain things I need to do for that. So it's kind of, I know that I need to do those things to get the outcomes that I want to have. I want to be able to train every day. I want to be able to go and compete. So I need to make sure that my body's okay. But then in terms of other recovery things that I like, sleep obviously is great.
Yeah.
But for me, at the minute, it's kind of unrealistic to get 8 hours sleep every night just because I'm working late and I'm up early. So I try to prioritize just getting as much sleep as I can, whether that's 6 or 7 hours, whatever. And then my personal favorite, it might be placebo, it might not be, is using saunas. Like I'll try to use those on a weekend once or twice, just because I just feel good after it. Whether it works or not, mentally I feel better after that.
I mean, I feel like getting muscles, joints, bones warm cannot be a bad thing.
Exactly.
Like blood circulating around your muscles has to be a good thing. Like
100%.
Yeah. There's loads of studies on it that show the benefits of saunas.
You look at how much healthier the average person in like the Mediterranean is in the UK.
That gets nice warm weather.
Yeah. Exactly. And then I'll get soft tissue work done every now and again. Got a great physio over in Tadcaster who I'll go and see probably once a month, once every 6 weeks, who they'll dry needle the hell out of me and it feels great.
So that's like a monthly physio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then saunas.
And then I used to do a lot of foam rolling. Like I used to spend a silly amount of time foam rolling, but the more that I've spoken to my coaches at Red On, it's kind of the evidence isn't really there that it does much for you. So I thought there's more efficient uses of my time here than spending an hour a day foam rolling.
Yep.
I could be sleeping instead.
Sleeping or stretching or yeah.
And then nutrition is the other thing. So sort of over the past year, I've probably gradually increased my daily calories by 1,000. So before I was on probably about 2,900. I'm up towards that 4,000 mark now. Again, that's through working with Red On. Before that, I was kind of working it out myself. I just picked a ballpark figure and I was like, okay, that sounds right. Put into MyFitnessPal my weight, where I wanted to get to, spat out a number.
Has your training volume increased?
Massively.
So that could also be kind of offsetting the additional calories. So if you're training less then, your calories may have been right for the amount you're training.
Yeah.
Now if you're training much more, your volume's increased. That's probably why the calories have gone up.
Yeah, and also I'm trying to put some weight on. So stepping up to pro singles in Hyrox, I need some more weight behind me, because sitting at 70 kilos, getting on that sled at 202 kilos, it's almost 3 times my body weight. If I can get a little bit more mass behind me, it will help so much, because I can move the pro weights. It's just about now moving them either faster or them just taking less energy out of me, because the amount of energy it takes a 70 kilo person to move a 200 kg sled compared to someone who's even 75, it can be a big difference. Yeah. But obviously with a sport like Hyrox, it's managing that weight increase and trying to not let that offset your running speed. Because obviously it's harder to run faster at a heavier weight.
Yep.
So it's a fine balance. It's hard.
Very hard. It sounds like you're nailing it though. Like you're getting there.
Well, I kind of just do what I'm told. My coaches at Red On, they are experts in their field. So I just do what they tell me to. So it kind of takes the thinking out of it for me, and I just do. Okay,
I was going to ask about a beginner Hyroxer, but let's switch it. Someone that's doing Hyrox now, that's raced, they've done okay.
Yeah.
They don't have a coach. Would you say a coach is essential to get to the elite level?
So someone asked me this on Instagram last week, actually. They said, I've raced a few Hyroxes. Do you think it's worth me getting a coach? So I said to them, I put 2 questions to them. I said, 1, do you want to compete and do well in Hyrox? And 2, does it mean something to you? Because if the answer to either of those questions is yes, then 100% I think a coach is, I don't want to say essential, because obviously people have different financial limits, things like that, but it's 100% beneficial. It just takes the thinking out of it for you. If you can go to the gym every day and you don't have to think about what you're going to do, you just have to do the doing part. That is so powerful.
Well, you're way more likely to do it than someone that's got to think about doing it, work out what they're going to do, and then go and do it.
Yeah.
You've got way more chances to not succeed.
And if you program for yourself, we're all human. You're going to program the things that you like, the things that you're good at. If you're a good runner, but you're not very strong, you are not going to program yourself, I don't know, 5x3 back squat. You're going to program yourself 8x1K repeats. So having someone else do that for you and make you do the things that you don't want to do,
you're going to get results.
It's like this morning, for example. I woke up. I did not want to go to the track and do 1,200 meter repeats. I woke up. I wanted to stay in bed and catch up on the sleep that I've missed this week. But my coaches have put that in for me because they know that's what I need to do. So I went and did it.
Yeah, 100%.
Having someone else decide that for you makes it easier. And I also feel like my coach has put all that effort in to work out what I need to do. I need to keep up that side of the bargain, and I need to put the effort in because I know they're putting the effort in, deciding what I need to do, periodizing my training. Now I need to go and do it because that's just, I'm letting them down if I don't.
Okay, and someone that's never done a Hyrox before, looking at getting involved, they're doing a bit of Hyrox training. What would be your, I don't know, maybe your number one piece of advice for someone that's going to do one, like during their first Hyrox race?
Oh, just go and enjoy it. 100% just go and enjoy it. Like, don't worry about a time. Don't worry about a place. Just go and enjoy it. They are such good events. It's like, so my fiance Lauren, I don't know when this is going out, but we might be married by the time. After our wedding.
I reckon this will be out about a month.
So it might be just before we're getting married at the end of March.
Okay.
After our wedding, she has set herself a goal that we will do a mixed doubles Hyrox together. Now, anyone who's met Lauren knows she fucking hates running. She hates it with a passion. But she wants us to be on that finish board, both with the Nota surname and have a finishing time. She set herself that goal. So I just want her to go out there and enjoy it. I don't want her to worry about what time we get or anything. It's just such a good event, and the buzz you feel running around, the atmosphere is amazing. So to anyone that is going to do their first Hyrox race, just try and soak it all in as much as you can. It's such a good day. And the good thing about Hyrox is because everyone starts in waves, in 10-minute waves, even if you're the slowest person in your wave, no one's going to know because everyone just gets mixed up together. No one's there to judge. It's just, it's great. I love it.
Do you still get the same buzz now doing a race than compared to your first ever Hyrox?
Yeah. Times a million.
Okay.
But the buzz is different now. The buzz is like, the buzz now is, I work so hard for this day in, day out. Like, this is my chance to reap the rewards.
Show what you've been putting the work in for.
It's more to show to myself than anyone else. It's like, you dedicate so much time and energy to this. Go out there and enjoy this because training is so much harder than race day. Race day is just the chance to go and enjoy it. And like that moment you referenced before, crossing the line in Manchester after coming into the wall balls third and crossing first.
Yeah, that was epic.
That was like one of the most euphoric moments of my life. Like that probably sounds quite sad, and
not at all. Like,
if you're not in kind of that the athletic space, you probably won't understand it. But it was like, fuck, like those hours,
the dopamine and serotonin release,
it's amazing.
Would have been crazy.
It was like those hours of work and like all the horrible sets of wall balls that my coach Gaz has programmed me. They're worth it for this. Like, 10, 15 seconds, whatever it was.
100 wall balls unbroken to then you were the first wave.
Yeah.
So you were the first person in that venue across the line.
Yeah. Like, there was a very fast guy in the second wave who
that's what I mean,
finished a bit quicker, but yeah.
But you were the first person in that room.
The buzz
over
was
the court.
Unreal. It was so cool.
It looked epic.
So yeah, the buzz is like times a million compared to my first race. And that's what keeps you coming back though, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, you might have got this from CrossFit comps previously. It's like that buzz is what keeps you turning up day in, day out and training, because you know that if you want to feel that on race day or comp day in a CrossFit comp, or I think you used to swim, didn't you?
Yeah.
If you want to feel that on race day, you know, right, I've got to put this work in training day in, day out, because to get those little snippets on a race day or a competition day, have to put that prior work in it. You can't just turn up and expect it to happen.
I would say turning up is actually the easy bit. Like doing the race is the easy bit. If you've put in loads of work and you've nailed your training, you'll have a good day.
Yeah.
If you haven't and you turn up, no matter how good it goes, you'll still feel like you should have done more.
Yeah.
You know, if you've been slack at training. So I think it's all in the build up. Like what you do before reflects the moment.
It's the work that you do when no one else is watching.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Race day, everyone's watching you. That's just your chance to show what you have been doing while no one else has been watching. And that's what keeps you coming back day in, day out, because you know your competition's doing it. So you've got to either keep up or you'll easily get left behind, especially how big Hyrox is getting now.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders are a functional fitness nutrition brand. Their focus and productivity powder is a nootropic blend. It's called Optimal State, available in 2 flavors. It's designed to improve focus, improve concentration. It has research-backed ingredients, and it's a caffeine-free formula. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. Yeah, so Hyrox is obviously growing huge.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a couple other fitness racing events that WOD Powders are teaming up with.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, Hyrox is like so hard to get tickets for.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are catching on to that, and there are loads of new, like different styles of fitness racing. So the first one is Nuclear Fit.
Okay.
It's in Essex.
Is that outdoor?
So it's outdoor. So it's 6 1-kilometer trail runs.
Oh.
And during the 1-kilometer trail run, there are 2 4-foot hurdles during the K.
Wow, that's almost as tall as me.
So you've got to get used to hurdling.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do 12 hurdles during your race. So you do a 1-kilometer race, and then there are 6 functional fitness stations.
What are the stations?
Heavy tire flips.
Okay.
A farmer,
We'll come back to the
farmer carry, but it's like an urn. It's like a big metal urn.
Oh, so it's kind of more like a D-ball carry.
It's like a D-ball carry.
Yeah.
Sled pull. Then you've got like a farmer's carry, like with both arms, like a kettlebell carry.
Yeah.
Sandbag throws over a hurdle.
What weight's sandbag?
Don't know. It looked quite heavy in the photos. And then like a squat and press, but it's with it's like a strongman overhead. So you squat it and then you press it up and lock out your arms. No, it's like a metal weird frame thing, but it looks cool. But the whole thing's based on a farm, so they've kind of used like farm elements.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether the machine is like some farm machinery that they've converted into basically it's like a front squat with an overhead press. I don't know the volumes and how many you're doing.
Farms can get you so fit. Have you heard of a guy called Tom Kemp?
Yeah, he's got that farm fitness.
He's rigged up, isn't he? Jesus Christ.
So, it could be cool. So this is on Saturday the 19th of July.
Okay, just after Hyrox World.
So you've got...
about a month after.
Yeah. So you've got, I think there's a guy called Sam West.
Yeah. I've raced
Sam
against
West,
him before, yeah.
And female Sam Bilby.
So Sam Bilby used to... I know Sam reasonably well. She used to be with Red On.
So both
She's
of
really
those
good
guys,
so
both
really
Sams are like ambassadors for Nuclear Fit.
Oh, sweet.
So I think, we're going to be heading down WOD Powders on the Saturday 19th.
Yeah.
So if you fancy to make a weekend of it, they do singles and doubles.
Oh, cool.
So
on different days?
I think it's different days.
Ooh.
Possibly the same day, I don't know.
We could do a doubles.
Just for fun though, Dan.
Yeah, just fun. Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
And then the second one, there's potentially 3. The other one is a thing called Heart and Soul Fest, which is a multi-day fitness festival with it's kind of like a CrossFit style workout.
Yeah.
So it's a hybrid arena, which WOD Powders are sponsoring the hybrid arena. And then whilst this is going on, there's a 24-hour ultra marathon.
Oh, sick. Whereabouts is this?
So it's Drunridge Bay, so just north of Newcastle.
Oh, okay, cool.
So not that far away. I think it's probably about 2 hours from Leeds. But it's a full weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
There's
nice.
paddleboarding, like live music, DJs. It's on the beach.
And when is it?
First weekend of August.
So these
So the
weather
kind of
will be good
things.
too.
Well, that was the thing. I'm hoping
UK weather, but hopefully.
But these are things like post Worlds.
Yeah.
So it gives like, I guess it's out of Hyrox season.
Yeah.
So it's something to do.
And you can see how, I mean, I don't really like to use the term hybrid because in my opinion, doing Hyrox doesn't make you a hybrid athlete. I would never call myself a hybrid athlete. Have you heard of Fergus Crawley?
Yeah.
He's a hybrid athlete.
100%.
That guy
He's
does
doing
everything.
Strongman.
Running.
But
we're talking like ridiculous
straight into each
running.
other, yeah.
Swimming,
ultras, and lifting a really, really heavy barbell. The complete opposites. That is hybrid, isn't
Doing
it?
Hyrox doesn't make you hybrid. But anyway, this hybrid community is growing. So it's great that there's more events like that coming because, as you said, it is so hard to get tickets for Hyrox now.
And I think I like the community of Hyrox, CrossFit, hybrid, not necessarily for the fitness.
Yeah.
I like it for the community.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, compare it to a pure gym. Like, you can't have that community feel of just chatting, having a coffee, high-fiving, doing a workout. Like, you can't get that from a commercial gym, from your standard bodybuilding style training.
It's not from the bodybuild style of training, but I think because of how big things like Hyrox are getting, you will get little pockets of those communities building in those commercial gyms. Like, for example, as I said, I do a bit of work with JD gyms.
Yep.
So I train there every now and again. And you do every now and again see someone doing a Hyrox style workout and you'll just look over and you'll just give each other a little nod. It's like, I know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
Or you actually feel like you can go over and have a conversation.
100%.
Because you can recognize the Hyrox, the CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like if I ever see someone in a pure gym doing a CrossFit style workout with a barbell and doing butterfly pull-ups, I'll actually make the effort to chat to them because I know that I've got the CrossFit in common that we can then chat about it.
Exactly.
And the final one, which could be good, is the hybrid games.
Yes. Yeah. That's sooner than the other two, is it?
Yeah. So the hybrid games, they're doing 4 this year, and I think maybe 6 next year.
Oh, sick.
So they're looking to be pretty big. The first one that they've ever done is going to be on the 8th of March.
Okay.
So that's in Stockport, Manchester.
Nice.
So I don't know what you've got coming up.
So I've got my next race actually is Glasgow Pro Doubles, which is the following weekend.
Yeah, that's the weekend after. So.
Which I think you're going to come up to.
Saturday. Yeah, so I've got
Saturday 15th of March.
Yeah, and there's actually a couple other WOD athletes.
Oh, sick! At Hyrox
at the Glasgow event.
Nice.
I think it's on the Thursday. They're competing in. Is it doubles on the Thursday, or is there doubles every day?
I think there's doubles every day.
Right.
So. Yeah, it's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, which is crazy. It's so cool.
It's gone from one day to now a 4-day and selling out.
Glasgow will be really good actually because it's one of the Elite 15 majors as well. So all the top guys will be there, like Hunter McIntyre, etc. They'll all be racing on the Thursday night, so it'll be a really cool event to go to.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to make the trip up. Is it in the SEC?
Yes. Yeah.
So Proving Grounds, which is a CrossFit comp.
Yeah, is that the pairs one?
Yeah, mixed pairs. That was pretty cool. Like, you had all the top CrossFit athletes in the UK, Scotland. Like, prize money was like $3,500.
2 WOD athletes, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did it.
Anita Maraid did it. It was just really cool to have like a load of spectators at a CrossFit comp. Like, they sold out spectator tickets, which typically at CrossFit comps, that doesn't really happen. Not in the UK. So yeah, SEC Arena, it's just cool to have like presence at a huge comp. Top athletes. Like, it's always good to see people doing CrossFit, but when you see people that are just leagues better than you, it's like inspiring, and you think
it fires you up,
and you just know how much effort they've put in to get to that level.
Oh, 100%. It's like you'll see it when you come to Glasgow, but like, for example, last year when I was at the 2 years I've been at Hyrox World Champs, like seeing the level some people are at, it's like, fuck, like I want to get to that level. So it inspires you.
Yeah, and also it's a nice little reminder that you're doing well, but there are people doing better.
And that's good.
Yeah.
As much as it can be humbling at the time, it's good because it keeps you coming back.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders have just released their protein coffee, combining grass-fed bovine collagen with True Star instant coffee, rich, smooth Colombian coffee. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. What are your goals with the future in terms of Hyrox career? Let's talk about this season.
This season is to become competitive in pro singles. So stepping up to pro singles in my first pro singles race is going to be Cologne in April. Done quite a lot of pro doubles now, but stepping up to pro singles, I want to be competitive in that. I've become like a decent level open athlete. I want to now step up and be competitive in pro. It's a bit more difficult with the weight, but it's definitely doable.
Where are you at in terms of what's your best time for singles?
Open singles, my PB is 57.32. Open doubles, 52.27. And then pro doubles, I think my PB is 56. So, yeah, that's sort of the immediate goal is to become competitive in pro singles.
Has your coach given you a target time?
A target time? Not a target time as such. It's more, we just want to get competitive and then build from there. Because the good thing about Hyrox is you look at the top guys in the Elite 15, most of them are around mid-30s. You do have people like Jake Dearden, etc., who are 26, 27, whatever. But most of them are in their mid-30s. So me at 26, I have still got quite a lot of time left to keep building. Which is a great position to be in. It's fantastic. So we're kind of less worried about times as such at the minute. And it's just becoming competitive because times kind of go out the window depending on what kind of course it is.
Who's there?
Yeah, who's there, what kind of course it is, if it's slow or fast. So just racing for a position rather than fixating a time in your head, I think is a good...
And times will always get better.
Yeah.
So having a time now for a goal next year may not be relevant.
100%. And then on the doubles side of things, targeting an age group podium at World Champs this year with, so I mentioned him earlier, Ollie Russell. I'll be doing the pro doubles with him in Chicago at World Champs. And we really think we can really give that a good crack and push for an age group podium.
When you say be competitive in pro singles,
so get on the podium in my age group. I would like to get around the hour mark, kind of the sub 60 in an open race.
What about
that steps
position?
Up to
like, so you'd saying podium in your age group?
Podium in age groups in the races that I go and do, sort of the sub 60 open. It's kind of a sub 65 pro.
Yep.
So if I can get under 65 minutes in my first pro singles race, I'll be pleased with that. But I'll be hungry to
keep improving.
Yeah, and get below 60 minutes in the pro singles essentially.
If you could redesign the Hyrox course to be your perfect course, what would it look like?
It would be...
So you got to keep the same number of runs. What stations?
Oh, so you can't change the runs?
Can't change the runs.
Can I change what? I can change the stations?
You can change the stations.
Order or just get rid of?
You can have whatever you want.
So I would have... Oh, good question. I'd probably have like 4 sets of the burpees because they're such a game changer.
For you.
Like in Manchester, that race you came to watch, I came into the burpees in 10th place and I left first. So it's somewhere that I can make up time.
Yeah.
So I'd probably have like half of the stations being burpees.
Would you do every other?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Every other. What else do I enjoy? I'd probably keep a row in there at some point.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind rowing.
So first station burpees.
First station burpees. Then
second station row.
No, I'd want the row further on when other people are tired. Yeah. Because if it's when people are still fresh, the bigger boys can
rip through.
Yeah, just rip through it. So I'd probably go run burpees, run.
You throw wall balls in earlier.
Yeah, wall balls because your legs are a bit fresher. Maybe try and go unbroken on the 100 there. Yeah. Wall balls, then a run. Then I'd probably have the farmers. Burpees. Then farmers.
Yep.
Burpees. How many are we up to now? Then we're on to station 7.
So you've got 2 left.
Lunges, burpees, and then a row at the end. Yep. No, let me swap the row and the lunges around.
So rowing at 6.
Rowing at 6. Burpees at 7. And then finish with a row. Finish with lunges.
And then
because then it's just like get over that line.
Nice. That'd be good.
It's annoying that you didn't let me add another run in there because I'd definitely do that.
What would you have done? You've gone for more runs?
Yeah, I'd probably put another run in after the wall balls.
Wow.
Another 1K run after the wall balls.
I reckon listen to that back, and do it as a sim, and see what time you get. So do the same number of runs, switch the stations to what you want, and just see what time you hit.
Yeah,
that could be quite good.
I think it'd be a lot faster.
It should be,
because if you think, like the stations that take longer, you've taken some of them out. Ski.
I just want you to set a time, and then create like Dan's Hyrox.
Yeah.
And just see
if
I'm
the world record holder.
You're the world record holder, and then people can try and beat it. See what people can do.
Travis Owles, who is another add-on athlete, would beat me at that. He is like, you've never seen burpees like it. My God.
I did see an Instagram reel of some guy doing Hyrox burpees.
Yeah, it's probably Trav.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like anti-gravity.
Yeah,
like
mate,
jumping so far. It looks like it's like gravity's been taken off as each burpee.
So he last year he set the world record for the fastest burpee broad jump mile.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It was like an hour 30 or something. Nuts.
Wow.
Round a track.
Wow. Fair play. This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese. Unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories. Can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today. So,
do we use the buttons for this?
We've got the sound effects.
Wrong answers only.
We used to have like a... There we go. So
it's like Charlie Sloth.
Yeah, that's what it's in the booth. Not quite. Unless you want to do a freestyle rap for us.
Oh, if I'd have had some prep.
Okay, 8 questions. Answer them as fast as you can.
Yeah.
What colour is a carrot?
Orange.
Wrong answers only. Fucking hell, Dan. Come on.
Right, start again.
What colour is a carrot?
Purple.
Name something you drink immediately after a workout.
Guinness.
Name an exercise you do at a Hyrox station.
Clean and jerk.
What sport did you play as a kid?
Golf.
Name a liquid you put on your cereal.
Oil.
Where do you shop for running trainers?
Sports Direct.
Who is Hunter McIntyre?
Cowboy.
And what's your fiance's name?
Jenny.
I thought that'd be a bit of a savage question.
Kill me.
Dan's going,
the wedding's off.
Yeah, do not say next. Do not say next. Sorry. I had to throw that one in there. You could have said Dave. You should have said Dave.
No, do you know what came to my mind? Forrest Gump.
Oh, God. That's funny. Sorry, I was a bit mean of me there. Going to finish with some news. We've got one of these. There we go. Breaking news. So, WOD Powders protein coffee. Here we have it. It's had some great feedback. It's freeze-dried true start coffee with grass-fed bovine collagen. We are launching a protein mocha, which is like that, but with cocoa powder. So it's like chocolatey protein. Yeah, it's good. So stay tuned for that.
Sounds good.
And then April, WOD Powders' 3rd birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the end of April. We're doing a Hero WOD day at 11:11.
Murph?
We're doing 3 Hero WODs in 3 hours, and they are the Hero WOD Nate, Hero WOD Josh, Hero WOD Daniel. It's a lot of rig work.
Is Nate the one with handstand press-ups in?
It is. Bear with me.
Can't believe you're not doing Murph.
I'm scarred from Murph. I did 10 in 10 hours, so. Nate is an AMRAP of 20 minutes. It's 2 bar muscle-ups, 4 handstand push-ups, 8 kettlebell swings. And it's that. You just keep going for 20 minutes.
Oh my God, your shoulders.
Yeah, so that's the first one. Then we go into Daniel Hero WOD, which is for time, so it's just send it. 50 pull-ups, 400 meter run. You'd like this. 50 pull-ups, 400 meter run, 21 thrusters, 800 meter run, 21 thrusters, 400 meter run, 50 pull-ups.
What are the thrusters at?
43 kilos.
Okay.
So like a Fran weight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of Hyroxy.
Yeah.
And then the final one is for time. 21 overhead squats, 42 pull-ups, 15 overhead squats, 30 pull-ups, 9 overhead squats, 18 pull-ups. It's a lot of rig work.
Oh my God.
In 3 hours.
Hands are going to be ruined.
It's going to be, it's going to get tasty.
You're going to need like 3 pairs of grips.
Probably. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's exciting.
That's happening in end of April.
Yeah. Where are you doing it?
At the 1111.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. In
Jimmy came down
Harrogate.
to,
Yeah. Nice.
Don't know what if you're going to be competing around that time. I don't need to do it if you're going to be absolutely butchered for a race.
We'll see.
But if you can time it,
might come in for one of them.
maybe just do one. Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel seems apt with the name.
Well, yeah, exactly. Going to end on a random fact of the day.
Yeah.
Lemons are sour because they contain an organic acid called citric acid.
Oh yeah.
And we actually put citric acid in the sour gummy bear pre-workout to make it like really sour.
Do you like lemons?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
But the citric acid, like to get the sour taste, because we do a sour gummy bear.
Yeah.
The citric acid makes it really tangy, which is quite good. But
I love lemon. You know, like when you get a soft
fresh
drink,
lemon,
like a Diet Coke or something, with a wedge of lemon in.
Yeah.
I'll eat the lemon. Love it.
You're obviously used to the sour taste.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
So Instagram is the best place. So Dan_Nota_training, and let me just find out what my TikTok handle is.
Not that you ever go on it.
Not that. So Lauren runs TikTok. She loves posting on there. So let me just get that.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty.
It's going to be something really
random,
basic and simple. I could have probably guessed it, and it's going to be at Dan_Nota. Of course,
nice.
It is.
I mean, at least you didn't do you.
And then for training things, Red on PC on Instagram as well. That's who does all of my programming and coaching.
Do you ever like feature on their page and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty like since we last chatted last year at some point, you said like I'm going to massively just document my training.
Yeah,
and I feel like you've definitely done that.
Because all I've tried to do is show how I try and balance a really demanding job in the corporate world with trying to train for Hyrox as well.
And it's probably really relatable.
That's the main thing. I try and, rather than, you can follow anyone who
is in the
trains
15.
3 times a day and they sleep 8 hours, whereas I'm trying to show, look, that's not realistic for everyone, but it's still doable.
Which actually applies to 90% of the
way
population.
More people, yeah.
Which is great. So yeah, give Dan a follow, check him out. There's going to be some good Hyrox times getting destroyed this year.
Hopefully.
So looking forward to it.
Hopefully with some more WOD fuel.
Yeah, I've got you a Turbo Protein coffee, the new Optimal State, which is going to be out by the time this podcast comes out, and one of the Optimal State new sleeveless tees.
Oh, sick.
Like
Thank
a training
you.
top. So, yeah, got you those, and thanks for joining me.
Can warm up in that for Glasgow.
Perfect. What we want.
Get some good footage.
Get some B-roll.
Yes, mate.
Spot on.
Thank you.
Cheers, Dan.
I hope you enjoyed that episode, and a huge thank you for listening. Make sure you're following the pod on Instagram. The podcast is sponsored by WOD Powders. That's at WOD Powders on Instagram. Please show some support to the pod by either sharing this episode with a mate or buying some supplements from wodpowders.co.uk. See you guys next week.